Aging brings a lot of changes, and one of the more subtle but significant ones is related to your body's scent. It's not something most men anticipate, and it can come as a surprise when you begin to notice a shift in your personal aroma. This isn't about hygiene or the kind of cologne you wear. It's a natural biological shift that happens as your body gets older. As men age, the skin undergoes biochemical changes that lead to the production of a compound called nonanol. Nonanol is a fatty acid breakdown product that forms when oxidative stress impacts the skin's cellular structure. The result? A scent that is often described as grassy, waxy, or even stale. It's subtle, but noticeable. And for many men, it's the type of scent that becomes more apparent in your 70s, though it can begin earlier. For those unfamiliar with this phenomenon, the smell is often compared to the scent of old books or the musky smell of wood. It's not an unpleasant odor, but it is different from what you might have been used to earlier in life. For instance, Richard, a 74-year-old retired engineer, started noticing a lingering scent in his shirts, even after they had been freshly laundered. His granddaughter, playfully but sincerely, remarked, "Grandpa, you smell like books and wood," which struck him as odd at first. He initially thought it was his laundry detergent or cologne, but after switching products, he realized that the scent wasn't in the products, it was coming from his skin itself. What's happening here is that as the skin ages, it doesn't regenerate as quickly, and it starts holding onto more oils, including those oxidized fatty acids, which contribute to the non-enol smell. This process is compounded by the fact that aging skin retains more oxidized fatty acids, making the scent more noticeable over time. So, the odor isn't something you can easily wash away like regular sweat and oil. While nonanol may not be a major cause for concern, it can certainly be frustrating for those who notice the scent clinging to their skin and clothing, especially if they've never encountered it before. The good news, though, is that while you can't stop the body from producing non-enol, you can mitigate its effects. To reduce the buildup of this compound, you can opt for soaps designed to remove excess oils from the skin. These soaps are typically more effective at neutralizing the effects of non-enol compared to regular body washes. Additionally, incorporating antioxidant-rich foods into your diet, such as green tea, citrus fruits, and leafy greens, can help slow the oxidative stress process and minimize the impact of this scent. If you've noticed that your clothes seem to retain this scent longer, using baking soda or odor-neutralizing sprays designed for aging skin can make a difference. For men who are particularly sensitive to this change, understanding that it's a natural part of the aging process can help with acceptance. It's not a reflection of poor hygiene, but rather a signal of how the body is adapting with time. If you're experiencing this, it's simply another marker of the many ways your body changes as it ages. The growing belly, a common aging sign men can't ignore. The midsection, it's one of the most common areas where aging hits men, and often it's one of the most frustrating changes. You may have noticed that no matter how hard you work out or what you eat, your belly keeps growing. It doesn't matter if your arms and legs seem thinner, that stubborn belly fat continues to expand. This is a subtle yet powerful sign of aging that many men face as they get older. The main culprit behind the growing belly isn't simply overeating or lack of exercise. As men age, their metabolism naturally slows down. Muscle mass, which is responsible for burning calories, decreases, while fat storage, particularly in the abdominal region, increases. The hormonal changes that occur over time, specifically the decline in testosterone levels, make it easier to store fat, especially in the midsection. This process can start as early as your 30s, but becomes more noticeable in your 50s and 60s. Frank, a 76-year-old man, had always been lean in his younger years. He exercised regularly, ate well, and never had to worry about his waistline. However, in his late 60s, he started noticing a change. His belly seemed to expand, even though his diet and exercise routine hadn't changed. His arms and legs were thinner, but his belly seemed to be the only thing that kept growing. At first, he chalked it up to simply getting older, but what he didn't realize was that his body was undergoing a redistribution of fat. As his muscle mass decreased, fat began to store more in his abdomen. This growing belly isn't just an aesthetic issue. It can also pose serious health risks. Research shows that excess abdominal fat in older men is linked to an increased risk of heart disease, diabetes, and even cognitive decline. Unlike fat stored elsewhere in the body, abdominal fat is more metabolically active. It releases inflammatory chemicals that can negatively affect your blood pressure, heart health, and brain function. As this fat accumulates, it can also make you feel less comfortable physically. Shirts might fit tighter, bending over could become harder, and you might start noticing that carrying extra weight around your midsection takes a toll on your energy levels. For some men, the effects go beyond appearance and comfort. It becomes a health concern that demands attention. So, what can you do about it? The key to managing a growing belly as you age is twofold: building and maintaining muscle mass, and adjusting your diet. Resistance training is one of the most effective ways to counteract muscle loss and keep your metabolism working at a higher rate. When you have more muscle, you burn more calories, even at rest. Additionally, prioritizing protein in your diet can help maintain lean muscle while keeping you feeling full for longer periods. This can make it easier to control your weight and prevent further fat accumulation. It's also important to cut back on processed carbohydrates and added sugars, as they can contribute to the accumulation of belly fat and cause fluctuations in insulin levels, which in turn can lead to more fat storage. While gaining some belly fat is a natural part of aging, allowing it to continue unchecked can lead to more serious health problems. By taking proactive steps to counteract the shift in fat distribution, you can not only improve your appearance, but also reduce your risk of long-term health issues. As we move through life, these small but significant changes are reminders of how much our bodies evolve. Understanding why they occur and what we can do about them allows us to age with more confidence and health in mind. But for now, if you've noticed your belly expanding, rest assured that you're not alone and there are steps you can take to help mitigate the effects. When we think of aging, we often imagine wrinkles, gray hair, and sagging skin. But one change that often goes unnoticed is the growth of your ears. Yes, you read that correctly. Your ears actually get bigger as you age, and it's not just your imagination. Unlike other parts of your body that shrink or change shape with age, your ears continue to grow throughout your life. The reason for this is due to the nature of cartilage, the flexible tissue that makes up most of your outer ear. Cartilage continues to grow and expand with time, and combined with gravity pulling downward, it can make your ears appear longer and larger. If you've ever looked at an old photo and thought, "Wait a minute, my ears didn't look that big before," you're not alone. Studies show that ears grow at a rate of about 0.8 millimeters per decade. While the change might be small year after year, over the course of decades, the cumulative effect is more noticeable. By the time men reach their 70s or 80s, their ears can be quite a bit larger than they were in their youth. George, a 78-year-old retired teacher, was always used to having proportionate ears. However, one day, after looking at a wedding photo from years ago, he was shocked to see how much his ears had changed. His ears didn't just seem larger, they appeared longer and droopier. He also noticed that his earlobes, once firm and round, had stretched out, causing his ears to look even bigger. While this change might seem like a quirky aspect of aging, it is actually a normal process. Cartilage, unlike other tissues, doesn't stop growing with age. Over time, the skin around the ears also loses elasticity, which can cause the ears to elongate and sag further. Though this isn't typically a medical issue, it can affect your appearance and, for some, cause self-consciousness. Although you can't completely stop your ears from growing, there are a few ways to help reduce the drooping effect. Keeping the skin around your ears hydrated can help maintain elasticity. Eating collagen-boosting foods like bone broth, chicken skin, and fish may also help preserve the firmness of your skin. And, of course, protecting your skin from the sun will prevent premature aging and damage to the skin, which can exacerbate the drooping effect. If you're worried about the appearance of your ears, a little maintenance goes a long way. Moisturizing the skin around your ears can help to keep the earlobes firm and delay the visible effects of aging. But overall, growing ears are simply a natural part of the aging process, much like wrinkles and gray hair. They're just another sign that time has passed. And while you can't stop it, you can certainly embrace it with a positive attitude. The disappearing calves, how aging affects leg muscle mass. One of the most noticeable changes that occurs as men age is the gradual thinning of the calves. For many, the legs that were once strong and well-defined may start to lose muscle mass, and the once tight calves become noticeably smaller and weaker. This is a common yet often overlooked sign of aging, and it's a result of muscle atrophy, the gradual loss of muscle mass over time. As men get older, several factors contribute to the shrinking of the calf muscles. First, testosterone and growth hormone levels decline naturally with age, which means the body can't build and maintain muscle as effectively as it once did. Second, many older men become less active over time, even if they still walk regularly. Without engaging in exercises that specifically target the calf muscles, like running, jumping, or heavy lifting, the muscles will begin to shrink. Robert, a 75-year-old who spent much of his career on his feet, always had strong, defined calves. He used to walk long distances and even jogged during his younger years. However, as he got older, he started noticing that his calves were getting thinner, and they didn't have the same strength they used to. Simple tasks, like climbing stairs or getting up from a chair without using his hands, became harder and more exhausting. At first, Robert chalked it up to getting older and assumed it was just part of the process. However, what he didn't realize was that his calves were shrinking due to a combination of hormonal shifts, inactivity, and reduced blood flow to the legs. This wasn't just about appearance. It was also affecting his mobility and overall physical comfort. The consequences of losing calf muscle mass go beyond aesthetics. The calves play an essential role in maintaining balance and mobility. Weak calves can increase the risk of falls, slower walking speeds, and overall reduced mobility. Studies have shown that men with diminished calf muscle mass tend to struggle more with daily activities as they age. This can lead to decreased independence and increased reliance on others for assistance in the later stages of life. Fortunately, it's not too late to fight muscle loss. With the right exercises and lifestyle changes, it's possible to rebuild some of the muscle and regain strength in the calves. Simple activities like calf raises, resistance band training, and brisk walking on an incline can help to improve muscle tone and circulation in the lower legs. These exercises don't have to be intense, but consistency is key to keeping the muscles active and strong. Another important factor in muscle maintenance is diet. Protein is essential for muscle repair and growth, so ensuring that your diet includes enough lean protein sources such as chicken, fish, or plant-based alternatives can support muscle health. Consuming enough protein also helps with recovery after exercise, allowing the muscles to rebuild and stay strong. While the natural process of muscle atrophy may be unavoidable, there's a lot you can do to slow it down and even reverse some of the damage. Regular exercise, proper nutrition, and staying active are crucial for maintaining strength and mobility as you age. Don't ignore the changes you're seeing in your calves. Take action now to preserve your muscle mass and keep your legs strong and functional for years to come. Final thoughts on aging changes. The signs of aging may be subtle, but they're still an undeniable part of the process. From the growing ears to the disappearing calves, these changes are just a natural part of the journey. Understanding what's happening in your body helps you make informed decisions about your health and well-being. Whether you're adjusting your diet, staying active, or simply embracing the inevitable, you have the power to control how you age and feel about it. The key to aging gracefully is not fearing the changes that happen, but rather taking charge of them. By staying active, eating well, and caring for your skin, you can mitigate the effects of aging and continue to feel strong, confident, and capable. So, if you've noticed any of these signs in yourself or others, remember that they're just markers of a life well lived, not signs of decline. Embrace the changes and continue to live your best life.